Hey guys, today I've got the books to movie tag for you. Now this was originally created by Obsessed Reader and I was tagged by Miss Elsky to do this. The aim of the tag is to name 5 books that you think would make good movies. The first book I'm going to choose is The Big Over Easy by Jasper Fforde. Now this book revolves around a nursery crime division, so basically they're detectives and they're working around nursery rhyme characters. Now I can see this being made in a kind of Roger Rabbit kind of style, in the way that it has people actually playing in the film, but there are animations to actually reveal everything else and the fictional characters. So in this book there are nursery rhyme characters, as I've said, so therefore the animation would be used on the nursery rhyme characters, and I think that that is such a good idea. In my opinion, there are a lot of TV programmes which deal with finding things out and solving mysteries, but I don't think that there are enough films, so having something like this would be a breath of fresh air, I think. The next book is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. It'd be really interesting to see how they develop the world, how they develop what state the Earth is in. Because in this book, the world is poverty-stricken, it's got global warming, everything's happening because of the fact that everyone is logged into the Oasis rather than looking after the real world. So I'd be interested to see, as well as what they interpret the Oasis to be, how they interpret the world that we're currently living in. On the other hand, the Oasis would be absolutely fabulous to see. To be honest, the sky is your limit when you're designing the Oasis, because of the fact that it is a virtual reality world, and in virtual reality you can do anything. Next is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. It was the robot state of the world that I found really interesting in this book, the way that everybody seemed to be robotic and everybody seemed to follow the structures that the government had set for them. Now I would love to see how they would actually put this on the screen, as there were also a lot of contraptions that they used in order to cut themselves off from the real world and to cut themselves off from what was actually happening. There were these little earpieces that they put in so that they couldn't actually hear anything, and they had the parlour walls, which, to be honest, I had to look up on Google to find out what they were. It's some kind of TV or something like that, and even now I'm really not that sure what they were, but I would be really interested to see how film companies would perceive what those parlour walls were. Next is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. The story of the book is based around a child whose mum is dying of a terminal illness, and a monster meets him just after midnight to actually tell him stories and to help him grow. I found this book to be really chilling and quite haunting, and I believe that if this book was adapted into film, it would be kind of like an anti-fairy tale, in the way that not everything's happy, and I think that, again, having something like that would be quite refreshing and would be quite interesting to watch, actually. Emotion is laced everywhere in this book, so I'd expect there to be actors aplenty with skill rather than fame. The final book that I think would be absolutely brilliant for adaptation to film is The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of the Window and Disappeared by Jonas Jonasson. Now, this is basically what it says on the tin. A 100-year-old man climbs out of the window and disappears. I believe that this book is so simple yet so genius, and I think that a lot of films try to overcomplicate things. They try and add things onto stories that aren't necessary, and having something like this where a simple old man is literally just running away from a care home is brilliant. It would be hilarious and probably a lot funnier than some of the comedies that are out nowadays. So those are my 5 books that I'd love to see films made out of. Let me know in the comments below what your opinions are and if you think any of these books should be made into films at all. I'm going to tag a few people now. I will choose Kit Kats Can Read, Books and Biscuits, and Where is Wallace? And if anyone else wants to do it, feel free and leave a video response to the original video by Obsessed Reader, which I will leave in the down bar. And I will speak to you all later. Bye!